Hello and welcome to my review of Dungeons of Doria. I'm Storc and today we're going to go through the rules of this game. We're going to go through the unique pacing system with the initiative points. We're going to go through the monsters and of course the heroes. So let's get on with it. So let's start with how this game is organized. You can play this pretty much out of the box and I'm going to show you how. So you got your characters here, your character sheet and rule books, everything. If you are smart and organize this just a little bit before you start, then this is going to be easy for you. You got your start items, your tokens, all your other tokens, which are going to be the pawns and all the dice and everything else. And you got something underneath as well. And if you're really smart, you keep these because one of these or two of these I've ripped, but sometimes when you move the game or something tilted when you put it in the closet or on the shelf, they're gonna go all over the place. So keep these, bear in mind. You got your room tiles, your character sheets. Underneath, you got your character cards, your monster cards, and you got 3 stacks of loot cards and monster cards with monster modifiers. So this is pretty well organized, and I think it's very easy to organize overall. So it's a good start. Okay, so the game comes with a pretty solid rulebook, actually. It is, first of all, very pretty. I mean, the artwork is very, very slick. It also feels very good. Very good quality. Everything is explained in very great detail with a lot of examples. It is 47 pages, but of course, that's pretty standard for today in these type of games. In this game, I didn't really need to look up videos on how to play, because the rulebook did a pretty good job on explaining how the game works. Besides that, you also got like a quick start guide for newer players that you want to bring into the game. Also has just a little bit of the basic rules so that people know what they're getting into. So this game comes with a lot of scenarios, and I really like how this is set up. Just look at this. I mean, got a little bit of map, a little bit of story, and then you got the setup. Scenario 1, 2 pages. Scenario 2, 2 pages. And that's how it continues. I mean, this is pretty easy, right? And the scenario setup is just this. You can't ask for anything more. So we also got different themes. Invasion of the Greenskins, I guess you can guess what that is. So there's, of course, orcs and goblins, whatnot. Grim Reaper, which is going to be more of the undead types. Got the Book of Destiny. This is a thick one, this one. So it's going to be a very long scenario. It's going to be 39 pages. Then we got a lot of single scenarios. I like how this is. Just look at this. Okay, this is 1 page, 1 scenario. 1 page, 1 scenario, 1 page, 1 scenario. If you don't have the time for a whole campaign, you can just do some of these. And this also has like player count, so 3 to 6 players, 1 to 6 player. And then you got some room events. Just if you want to spice things up a little bit, you can add these. You don't need to add these, but different rooms and what can happen in the different rooms. So, pretty cool. So the game comes with 8 different characters. I would actually more say archetypes because they are more based around their stats. But let's look at this artwork first. Look very, very nice here. So let's check the warrior. This is his equipment layout. He has like his stat card where you can see his different stats. And each character is based around their stats. So let's say something like a mage. And the warrior, you see he has 13 strength, 13 constitution. He has 4 strength, 4 constitution. So the chances for the mage to equipment cards like these is pretty low. So he's still going to be like a warrior archetype, but where this is going to be like a mage archetype, where he can actually use like some sort of spell. Let's take the telekinesis. The warrior is never going to be able to equip that with his 1 psi point. But again, you can increase your stats, but increasing it to like 11 psi is not very realistic. Whereas the mage will never be able to increase his strength and constitution to 13 and 13. Pretty unrealistic. So it's still going to be like warrior archetype, and these items here are what define your character. So as you get progress through the game, you might find some items that you actually are close to equipping. So you need to increase your stats, but not in this significant margin here. But yeah, you get your items, and you can see where they're supposed to be placed. This is going to be an arm. So of course you're going to place this on arms, and you're going to place this on feet, etc. I think you get the point. But yeah, you take your character here, and then you look at your stats, you write them on your character sheet. This has 2 sides. This is where this is the one I usually use, because here you can see your health, initiative points, and side points. Not going to be a lot here, but you track how much you lose, and here you track it with these tiny tokens that slide very easily. Just a little blow of the wind, and they are gone. So the developer is actually making some double layered sheets here with small cubes, so they will stay in place. And I think that's a very good initiative. Otherwise, you'll also make like a wheel, like health style, but I don't know which one is going to be selected. I think this is going to be the double layered tiles. So also you got here different upgrades you can get, but yeah, pretty much your character, have your sheet, and then you have your backpack and action points. And then you take your small character pawn, or what you like to call them, standees. This game comes with only standees. It doesn't have miniatures, but you can actually get an STS file and print these out if you like. But usually mine's going to be a gray army of doom. I never get to paint them, so I don't really mind this. It's also going to make the game cheaper, by the way. You can make it as expensive if you like. You can also get like more printed like details to this, so the cards will stay in place where you actually put them. But I don't really mind this. I think it's fine. So the unique thing about this game is actually this game phases tracker here, where you got your doom counter going in circles here. Each time it goes back, the monsters level up. You got your game phase tracker, where you can see everything, how it's supposed to go in correct order. Your XP tracker here, and your initiative tracker. So let's say the monster here, I drew a undead poltergeist. I placed it on the board. It's going to have 9 initiative and 9 action points. Let's just say that. And I'm rolling like 18. So you need to be very wise in how you spend your action points here. So let's say, oh, I want to find this, but maybe I want to go grab my treasure up here first. So I'm going to spend 1, 2. I'm going to spend 2 movement. I can actually spend 5 action points to draw 2 treasure cards. I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to go back to the monster. 1, 2, 3. Oh, now it's not my turn more. Now it's the monster's turn. And then she's going to attack me because I'm a clown and I didn't spend my action points wisely. So you need to actually time how you spend your action points. Also, your weapons are going to require a certain amount of action points. So when I want to attack her, I would have to use 16 action points. If I would have been clever, I would have just gone down, attack her for 16. Say she's still here. Spend 16. I'm going to spend 1 to go down, spend 16. They're still going to have 1 left. It's going to be her turn. She's probably going to attack me. But then I can again overspend my action points and just end here and not take minus 15. I'm just gonna go to 0 no matter what. So you have to be very clever about how you use your action points in this game. So this is the very unique thing about this game. So the game uses D10 for combat, and this is very swingy, because let's say you have the crossbow here, 3D plus 5. Let's say I'm gonna try to hit the poltergeist here. She has 2D plus 5 defense, so I'm gonna roll my 3D. I'm just gonna take these, and it's gonna be hers. So it's gonna be 10. Oh, we're exploding dice, by the way. So when you roll 10, you're gonna roll another one. So I'm just gonna add a white one here. So suddenly this is gonna be very, very good. So 19, 17, 23, 28 with the plus 5, and then against the poltergeist. Well, it's gonna be 13 plus 5, is it? Plus 5, yeah. So this definitely hits. Again, I could also be unlucky. Sometimes you roll something like this, and maybe the poltergeist would roll. Let's say she got an explosive die here. She roll another one, and another one. So now I wouldn't hit her. So the combat is very swing. Whenever you hit, you're not really gonna know whether you hit or not. It's gonna be very, very random, the whole combat situation. So you need to be ready for that when you buy this game. So to make a conclusion of the game, I really like the pawns. I don't mind the pawns. I always use pawns when I play D&D, as I said, so it doesn't really bother me. I like the tiles. I mean, a lot of people give them heat for the tiles. I don't think they're that bad. I mean, honestly, I don't think they look that bad. The new ones look amazing, though, so I'm definitely getting them anyway. I love the loot, though, in this game. I love how it looks. I love just getting the loot cards and just sometimes tossing something away and spending something else and upgrading my gear all the time, and maybe finding something gear that I really want to equip, maybe missing 1 stat point and getting ready to level up. I love that part. I love the monsters. I think the monsters are insanely cool in this game. And I think this is I'm a little bit mixed about, because I kind of like this action point system. But I feel like sometimes I'm spending a lot more time looking at this than looking at this. The combat to me is a little bit too random. I don't really feel like I have any control over this. So I've been trying to use D6 and stop the explosion part, and it made it a little bit more controllable. Maybe I'm even gonna try with D4s, but it made more like I feel like I had more control over the combat. But I'm definitely gonna make up some different system here because it really bothers me. I really love the game, but I really want the combat to work a little bit better. But overall, a very, very fun game that I can recommend. It's very cheap compared to what you get. You get a lot of scenarios. You get a lot of different single scenarios, different campaigns. I mean, just look at all of this. You get so many hours of playtime in this game, so I can only recommend trying to get this game. And again, as I've read, the developer says that this is a game system, similar to HeroQuest being a game system, so he's more than welcome to be flexible with the rules. He also made some house rules himself. You can also look in the rule book. You got some different rules and also the errata. There's going to be some errata in the expansion, but definitely check out the game found down in the description. And until next time, I'll see you then.